What's up, everybody? So today I finally was able to get this guy in. This is the Metal Build IWSP pack. So we'll take a look at what's in the box, and then we'll take a look at it with the strike and with the strike rouge. So we'll take a look at those things today. So let's go. Okay, so first things first, let's just take a look at the box here. So you've got some beautiful Photoshop work here for the front. This is the side, and that's got the number 14. I'm actually not sure how they are actually releasing those. I don't know if that's within the series or whatever, but that's what they've got it numbered as. So got that. That is the back. All right, and then that's the other side. Nothing but metal build on the top there, and then on the bottom, oops, on the bottom there, you have it like that. So that's what we got for the box. Now let's take a look at what's inside here. So, okay. Let's take a look here, what we got. So, first things first, looks like we have the IWSP pack. That's actually a pretty big wingspan there. I was wondering why they put this in such a big box, because all of the other add-on packs were relatively small, but this is actually a pretty decent size. So that's pretty long there. You've got the stand here with the stand parts. You've got the shield, the two guns there, and then you've got the two swords. And then those are probably just the connectors for those, I imagine. But we'll take a look at all of that here. So let's do that, and let's take a look at the manual as well. Okay, so let's just take a quick look at the manual. For an add-on pack, there's not really much that you need to know how to do, but I'm glad that they give it to you. So of course, this is your parts counts and all that stuff. So it's got all that information in there, and it gives you the instructions on how to connect everything together. I'm trying to get that glare out of there. All right, and we got some more parts there. So I guess if anybody's looking for what's in the manual, there you go. And you know, the interesting thing about the strike or the IWSP pack is that, you know, it's actually, we've gotten it released a couple of times, but not as often as you would think. I think we've gotten the high grade of it. I know that there's a master grade of it, but it's quite old. And I want to say that there was one with the Strike E as well. If I can find the actual pictures of those kits, I will put them in this video, because I don't remember how many actual releases were available, but it hasn't been that many. I would say maybe like 4. That's just my guess. So, but anyway, so that's the manual. Enough of this. So we will get into taking a look at the actual IWSP pack itself. Okay, so let's take a look at this bad boy here. All right, so actually it's pretty lightweight. Yeah, actually quite lightweight. That's probably a good thing, because with a lot of these striker packs, they tend to be actually quite on the heavy side. So you've got that there. So pretty nice looking. I like that. So you got that. Let's take a look at the shield. So you got the Gatling gun shield there. So that looks pretty cool. This is actually pretty lightweight as well. I expected this to be a little bit heavier, but I guess that's a good thing. So, and then we've got, this is what the rail guns look like. All right, so not too shabby. Those go on the top there. So, and then let's take a look at, I don't know if these are anti-ship swords or just a regular sword, but You've got the sword there. If I can get that to focus. There we go. Did that unfocus? Sorry. So, pretty nice, pretty nice. This is also very light as well. So yeah, I'm actually really shocked at how light that stuff is. And then you got the rest, some of the accessory parts. So what I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna put this together, and then because there's a couple of different modes that you can use this for. You can use this like with the Gatling gun as like a stand, and you can use it to kind of like fire it. And then they almost have like a bird mode, you know, kind of like the Wing Zero or the Wing Gundam. So I'm interested to try that out. So let me put this together. I'll put this together off camera, and then we'll take a look at it when it's all put together. Now, for the IWSP pack. So if you remember in the other section of this video, I actually was quite surprised at how light this is. This is actually really light. And what I didn't realize is that a lot of these suits, because the backpacks are so big, there's not going to be a lot of metal in these. I think that these are majority are plastic. So, but it is light. It does look good. So I don't have any problems with that. But okay, so let's start putting some of this stuff on. So of course, these two parts here also come out, and you do have cover parts for these as well. So you've got that. Those can go back in there. And then let's start putting this stuff on. So pretty much your railguns just go in this hole here. So, and that just goes into place, just like that. Just like that. And then of course those do have some range of motion there and there. Okay, now for these parts here, this is actually where your swords go. Now, you're gonna wanna be careful about pulling this sword in and out, because it has this groove here at the top. Let me put this down. It has the groove here at the top there. And what that is, that's gonna slide in, but you have to remember that this is actually plated. So if you keep pulling this in and out, this is gonna scratch up. So just be cognizant of that. So, but these will go in here like that, and that slides in like that. Boom. All right. So you've got that one, and then we've got this one here. Same thing. So I probably won't be pulling these out, or I'll just take the swords out of it, or, you know, have them hold them or something like that. So you've got that. Now, so that's pretty much your IWSP pack there in a nutshell. Now for the shield, let's put this down. For the shield, let's take this effect part out. Matter of fact, we can move that to the side. All right, so this is gonna go at the top here, and then that slides in there. All right, so you've got this part here. Now, there actually is like a bird mode, which is quite interesting. They never really had that in Seed. I guess you could say that with the Savior Gundam possibly, but there wasn't a lot of super transformable mobile suits and stuff, but I do kind of like this mode. So we're gonna do that first. Okay, so in order to do the bird mode, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna actually take some of this stuff off, because it can be kind of hard to see, but it'll be easier to put it back on later. Okay, so we'll put those to the side. So pretty much I got the swords out, I've got the rail guns out, so I can actually see what I'm doing. So what it is you've got this little hook here, okay? And this is gonna go into this groove right there. Okay, now, depending on, because you can actually put this shield on two separate spots on the flight unit, and depending on where you're putting it, sometimes you have to put pressure and push it up to lock it into place, and sometimes you have to push it down to lock it into place. So what I'm gonna do, this one you actually have to push it up, so it's a lot easier if I flip these upside down, okay? So what I'm going to do is have it like that. Take this, we're gonna make sure that we've got this on right. So what it is you want this part to be up like this. okay, where the shield part is facing down. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this, push that in that hole there, pause, and then we're gonna push up. All right, and that should lock it into place, but you have to be careful because if you put any pressure on this part here, it will unlock, and then it'll be kind of wobbly before it falls off. So, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that and then push that back in like that, and then push these down like that, and then get that steady. All right, let me get my hand out of the way. Okay, and then there's your bird mode there. So pretty cool. So we can actually start putting these things back on. Okay. And push this one back in here. And then if you want to put the sword ones, I'm actually going to leave the swords off for now, but you can put those back in. And then all you would do is take this and then move these forward and slide those back in. Okay, and then we can put that. It actually comes with a stand, so we're going to put that on there for the time being. So what I'm going to do, now this comes in 2 pieces, the stand here. So it's just these 2 pieces and it goes into this here. And then you've got a little holder thing here. That goes on there like that. And then this is going to go into here. So if we can get that in there, hopefully the shield's not in the way. And then put some bam. All right, there you go. So if you actually wanted to put that in bird mode, I think that's actually kind of cool. I'll never have it in this mode, of course, but there you have it. So that's that. Now, for the other part that you would actually do, you can actually put the shield on the back, and we'll go through that. So for that, let's take it off of this. Okay, and then we're gonna take this out. All right, so that comes off like that. Now, what it is you've actually got another hinge here on the back there, all right? Now, remember how we had to do up on the first one in the front? Now you gotta go push it down on the back to lock it into place. So what we're gonna do just like we did the other time. And then you're gonna put that in here. And that goes in that same hole there. What we're gonna do is, sometimes it's easier because this hinge does move up and down, but it doesn't move out a lot, but it's the same problem that you have in the front. So if you put pressure here and with all this stuff on it, it's kind of hard to see. You know, if you put too much pressure, it will fall off, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this in here. All right, so push, there we go. All right, so we got it, finally. All right, now you're gonna have to try to move this down so I got some room without unlocking it. There we go. And then you're gonna do the same thing you did with the front. So take these, push these so these goes through here, that clearing area there, and boom. And then I can move that to the side, okay? Still have room for your swords. And then you got it like that. And so you can have it hanging off of the back like that. So what we're gonna do, we're actually gonna connect this to the strike. And then, so let me take this strike here. If I remember correctly, this is the alternative strike version of the Millennium version or whatever they called that. So, because I think the only one that I don't have of the strike is the Heliopolis version. So we can actually just take this backpack off. All right, clamp that down. Okay. And then for this, you know, take that. Let's move these rail guns out of the way so I can see. All right. Got a lot of things going on here, so. All right, and then we're gonna take that and hook that into the back. Oops, oh yeah, that's actually, I'm glad that happened, because that's something I have to go through. When you're putting this on, it's probably best to take the crown off because this is a wide crown. And so these two parts here will kind of push it off. So just make sure you take that off before you slide this in here. And then we're gonna do this, and then that goes down. And then this has got to lock into place as well. All right, so, all right, now that's locked into place. And, all right. Let's get that centered there. Okay, and put his crown back on. Boom. So that's him bare bones, of course. All right. So you've got that, and then he's got the shield part in the back. That can be almost like a stand. It will kind of support it a little bit. But you have to remember, this is plastic, so, but he can stand under it. So not too bad. So that's what he'll look like with on the strike there. All right. So there's actually another mode that you can do. And this one, take this off. All right, the funny thing is once you kind of have it locked in there, now it doesn't want to come off. All right, there we go. And then some of these pieces will fall off, so it's not a big deal. This just goes right back in here. All right, so you got that. Now I actually don't like this with this hanging out there. So, but we'll take that off for the time being. And then we're gonna get into this other mode here. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're actually gonna do the minigun mode. So first things first, what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna do it from the back first, because the back is gonna be a little bit easier. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this off of the stand. Okay. And then what you've got here is you've got two handles on this side here. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna need a nail or something and kind of push that out. And then there is the handle. So the strike has something to grab hold of. And take that and push that out. Okay, so you're gonna do that first. Now, for the bottom wings, what you've got is you've got a kickstand, right? So what you can do is fold these down and then take this and move this out like that. So push this down and then move this out like that. And so that'll become your kickstand. You can actually do that with the swords as well. However, because the swords are pointy, I don't really like doing that, but just to show it to you how you do that. So let's do that, because of course I don't want those to get scratched up. But pretty much what you're gonna do is kind of take those and then push those down just like that as well. So take that, those push down like that, and then those can kind of reach backwards like that. Okay, so that's it for that. And then what you're gonna do is gonna take this, the wing part, and you can actually move those up a little bit like that. And then you're gonna push these back. So these will actually go in. It's just on a little hinge there, like that. And then push that back, just like that. All right, so he's got his little minigun mode like that. And then we're gonna take the rail guns, push those out. Actually, I think I already had that out. Okay, there you go. And then I have that up. Same with that one, push that out. Have those up. Okay. And so these got the handles back there. The wings are pushed back. The kickstand is up. So pretty much it'll be like this. Now you're gonna actually need the stand for this as well. I don't know if he'd be able to hold this on his own. I mean, it's not that heavy, but I probably wouldn't chance it. So what we're gonna do is push this in here. Sometimes you gotta put it upside down so I can see it. So, all right, just like that. Boom. So there's his kickstand like that. Those go up, and they're actually supposed to come down like that. So, but for me, I don't actually want those touching the floor. But you got that, so that's that. And then now we're gonna put this part on here. And I was actually having some problems with this before, but what we're gonna do is go ahead and just have this attached like this. So pretty much you're gonna have it to where this is like your kickstand here, and then you're gonna have these parts out this way as well, okay? And then it's just gonna be about connecting it into that hole there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take this off of the stand real quick. It'll be kind of easier to manage. Put that to the side. All right. And then we've got to have this reconnected on here. So we're going to take this, put this in here. Oh, that's what it is. Like that, move that forward. All right. And then push that up. All right. And so there is your stand there. Take those legs, have those kicked out like that, boom. And actually you don't need to stand for this part if you don't want to, but for me, I would probably have it on a stand. And then what you can do, take this, put this back on. So as you can see, this can kind of get cumbersome. Certain pieces will fall off and stuff like that just because you got so much going on here. But you got it like that. And then, now I don't have the right hands on, but just to demonstrate how you would do this, what I'm gonna do is take this gun out. All right, and then what you would do is have the strike grab onto these handles. So you can have it this way, and then probably you just, and I'm not gonna bother actually putting it on there, but pretty much he would just go in through and have the handles like this, have him stand back, and then he would grab onto those handles like that there. Okay, and then pretty much, let's see if I can actually get it to look right. So as you can see, this can be kind of difficult to do, especially when there's a camera in the way. But pretty much you would have him grab onto those handles there, like that, and there you go. So that's the minigun mode there. So, all right, so there's one last mode that I actually do want to show. And that's going to be with the Otori pack that came with the Strike Rogue or Rouge, or I don't know how you pronounce it, but I usually just pronounce it Strike Rogue, so we're just going to go with that. But you can actually connect that to that flight unit as well. So let me take a quick break here, and then we'll start doing that. Okay, so now that is the minigun mode. Now we're actually going to do the connection with the Otori pack. So what I'm going to do is actually take the Strike and move him out of here. And just set him to the side. And then we're going to bring the Strike Rogue on. So there's the Strike Rogue there. And actually his pack just fell off camera. But it's okay, no worries, because actually I'm going to need it off anyway. Okay, so what it is that this will actually attach to the back of this. All right, so what we're going to do is actually I'm going to prep the Otori pack first. So what you're going to do first is you're going to take these two parts off here. So these will just come off like that. And actually I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to actually put this on the Strike or the Strike Rogue as far as the IWSP pack. I haven't determined what I'm going to do with that. So I take that, lock that into place, and then we're going to put this back on. Oops. Yeah, man. Of course, with all these different accessory parts, these things are prone to come off sometimes. So if you've got dogs and stuff, beware of that. All right, so you've got that there, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the rails and then have those out like that. And then flip this around, like that. Okay, so that's pretty much the Tori pack in flight mode. We can actually open the wings here. There we go, like that. Okay, so now that he's prepped and ready to go, now we're gonna do the IWSP pack here. So we're gonna put that to the side. We're gonna take this off of here. Okay, and then we're actually gonna take the shield off. All right, so we will disconnect that there. This goes here. And then pretty much we're just gonna take it out of the minigun mode. So we're gonna take it and kind of put it back into its flight mode. So we're gonna take the handles and push those back in. Okay, and then we're gonna take the kickstand parts, we're gonna put that back in. Okay, so you've got like that. Let's get that back up to where that looks right. And then we're gonna take the wings, push those back into place. All right, and those wings are kind of stiff, so don't be scared to put pressure on there, but just don't put too much pressure on there. Then we'll take these, put these back, retract these. Okay, and then we'll take this, push this back up. Okay. And now he is back in his flight mode. And actually, I think these actually come up this way, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, so those come up this way. All right, so now he's in his flight mode. Okay, and honestly, it actually connects in there pretty good. All right, so all you're gonna do is connect this to the back. So we go there, and then push those into place. All right. And actually, yeah, let me look and see what I'm doing here. And then push that up. So sometimes getting these to lock is the problem. All right, there you go. Now he is there. And these can actually, hold on. All right, so now that's locked in, okay. Because I kept moving around when I was trying to do that, so, okay. So you got the two swords in the back. You got that there. You can actually push these wings up here and here if you like. And then you've got the rail guns sitting there. Boom. And then if you wanted to do it in this mode, you could as well. Okay, there you go. All right, so that took a little bit of work. Yes, it did. It took a little bit of work, but we got it to work. So will it actually connect to the strike rogue this way? I think it will. I'm not going to try to do that in this video because, as you saw, parts were falling off, different things were getting unhinged. And so it can be a little frustrating to do that and then doing that, while I'm on camera and stuff. But that pretty much is the combination of those two. So that's it for the different transformations that you have. Now, also, this can actually be connected to the red frame. And I imagine if you have the original blue frame, it should be able to connect to that as well. And I know that it can connect to the Strike Noir. So you pretty much have all of your seed units. It will pretty much work. It does show that in the instructions. I'm not going to go through every one because this video is already getting kind of long. So, but you can do those if you have any of those mobile suits. So I guess now we will go into final thoughts. Okay, so final thoughts on this guy. I do like this a lot. I was actually surprised by how light the actual flight unit itself was. It was quite light. So the Strike won't have a problem holding this guy. It's not super heavy because I don't think there's a lot of metal in it. Out of 10 stars, I would give this one probably like an 8.5. This is going to depend on how much you like the Strike, on whether or not you want to pick this one up. If you were just kind of lukewarm on the Strike, or you like the Strike but you kind of like at least the packs that you saw on the show, the sword, the launcher, stuff like that, then I would say that you could skip this one. If you are someone who's a diehard Strike fan like myself, this is an easy buy. I will say that it's not worth it. In order to get this on Premium Bandai, the cost in America was about $130. That's quite high for a backpack. It does have accessories. It has all of that stuff, but I don't know if I would necessarily say it's worth $130. Now, I think that was $10 had to do with shipping and stuff like that. But so let's just say 120. I still think that's a little high. But if you are someone who's a diehard Strike fan, you kind of don't have any choice. You just have to pick it up. So, but I did enjoy it a lot. I do have the high new Mega Bazooka launcher coming. That should be here relatively in the next 2 weeks or so. I know in America we kind of got a snag in the shipping. All this stuff still comes from Japan or China or wherever that it's built, and a lot of that is done by boat. So unfortunately, a lot of times we're the ones that get the delay in shipping. And so I was actually supposed to have this, because I want to say in Japan this came out in December, and I was supposed to have this in the beginning of January, and I actually didn't get it till about the end of January. So I had to wait about 3 weeks. Overall, that's not horrible, but especially for review purposes, I usually try to get these out as fast as possible. So there are other ways that I could have got this literally when it came out in Japan. I have the means, and I know some people over there that would have been able to get it for me. But I opted to go for the Premium Bandai route in America. And unfortunately, some of the negative to that is that sometimes you have to wait a little bit longer on shipping. So, but if you're someone who's got some patience, you don't really care about when it gets released, just as long as you get it, then that's not anything to worry about. But anyways, well, I want to thank you guys for watching the video, and I will catch you in the next one.